Imagine trusting someone with all your secrets, believing they would always have your back, only to discover they were secretly plotting against you. This is the story of betrayal, heartbreak, and the sweetest revenge I've ever experienced. Before we dive in, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and comment below if you've ever been betrayed by a friend, because this story might just feel familiar. My best friend, Emily, and I had been inseparable for over 6 years. We met in high school and instantly clicked. We shared secrets, dreams, and fears. She was the one person I thought I could trust above anyone else in the world. From late-night calls to weekend adventures, we spent almost every moment together. I trusted her with everything: my hopes, my failures, even my family matters. Over the years, we celebrated each other's achievements and comforted each other during heartbreaks. Emily always seemed like the perfect friend, caring, attentive, and loyal. Or so I thought. It all started to change when I noticed subtle things. She would laugh a little too loudly when I failed at small things, or she would make jokes about my personal life to others, disguised as casual conversation. At first, I ignored it, thinking I was overreacting. I wanted to believe that our friendship was stronger than petty jealousy. But deep down, something didn't feel right. The first real warning came during a small gathering of friends. I had shared something personal with Emily, something I trusted her with completely. A week later, I overheard people talking about it as if it were common knowledge. My heart sank. How could she betray me like that? I confronted her casually, hoping for an explanation, but she laughed it off, saying, "Oh, I didn't think it was a big deal." Something inside me shifted. I couldn't ignore this anymore. Over the next few weeks, I started noticing more signs. She would subtly take credit for my ideas during group projects. She spread little lies to mutual friends. And whenever I shared something exciting, she would somehow ruin the moment by leaking private details to others. It wasn't just jealousy. It was deliberate. Emily was trying to undermine me, and I felt powerless. The trust that had been the foundation of our friendship was cracking, and I knew I had to act, but I couldn't do it impulsively. I needed a plan. And that's when I decided that if she wanted to betray me, I would make sure karma caught up with her. I knew I couldn't confront Emily directly without making things worse. So I started gathering evidence. I took screenshots of messages she sent, documented incidents when she tried to ruin my reputation, and even discreetly spoke to mutual friends who had witnessed her lies. Every detail mattered. I created a private folder on my laptop, meticulously organizing everything. The more I compiled, the more I realized how extensive her betrayal was. My heart ached knowing that someone I trusted so deeply could be so manipulative, but I refused to let anger control me. My goal wasn't just to expose her, it was to make sure she experienced the consequences of her actions without stooping to petty revenge. I waited for the perfect opportunity. Then, one evening, Emily tried to ruin my birthday celebration by spreading a lie that I had insulted one of our friends. I calmly smiled and said nothing, but internally, I knew the moment of truth was near. A few days later, I finally shared everything in a group chat with all our mutual friends: screenshots, messages, and witness accounts. The chat exploded with reactions. People were shocked, confused, and suddenly everything they had been told by Emily made sense. As soon as I shared all the evidence, the reactions were instantaneous. Emily tried to defend herself, but the proof was overwhelming. Friends who had once believed her lies now confronted her, and she was left speechless. Seeing her face, confused, embarrassed, and powerless, was a moment I will never forget. I didn't celebrate with gloating or insults. I simply watched as the truth unfolded, letting karma do its work. Over the next few days, Emily's attempts to manipulate people backfired at every turn. She lost trust, respect, and even her social influence among our circle. It was then I realized something important. Revenge doesn't have to be cruel to be effective. Patience, strategy, and careful planning are often more powerful than anger. By staying calm and letting the evidence speak for itself, I not only regained my dignity, but also ensured that justice was served. If you've ever been betrayed, remember this. Stay patient, document everything, and let karma handle the rest. And before I end the story, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your own story of betrayal. Your story might inspire someone else watching.